So we're airborne from Calcutta. Today we're heading for initially Bangladesh, then across Burma to Thailand. We'll make a stopover in Thailand, Chiang Mai, and then the next leg's going to take us over Laos, Vietnam, then China, heading for Hong Kong. We'll hopefully make to Chiang Mai without refueling, so we don't need to stop anywhere if the winds are favourable. Again, we've got that nice but samey scenery down there, so we'll see how that changes as we get into some of these South Asian, well, some of these other South Asian landscapes. This is kind of flat here. That's the coast of Bangladesh. Ahead we're heading for Chittagong. We're going to turn over, head of VOR there. We should probably dial in the VOR. We're actually on the GPS at the minute, flying to that waypoint. We find the VOR and we have that. But this is looking pretty good as scenery goes, quite varied from one side to the other. We've got mountains to the left, and that terrain looks pretty nice, although there is that favourite FTX texture tile down there. We're still seeing that. And then to the right we've got the ocean and I guess coral reefs is what that blue colour denotes. We've got some low-lying cultivated land there on the shore. Actually, we're between two different mountain ranges here. That's quite nice. We've got a ridge going that way, and then on the other side there's a ridge going that way. Well, several ridges. That mountain range extends off into the distance. Then there's a river below us as well. We're going to make our turn soon inland. We're going to go across that mountain ridge to the left. That turn's coming up in about 60 miles. Well, just cresting the first mountain range across Burma, and then we've got a long, flatter looking expanse before we've got another mountain range. So that's kind of interesting. We've got what looks like an office block halfway up that hill. Well, we're about 53 miles from Chiang Mai, which is our destination for now. And these mountains ahead are the highest we've encountered. We're pretty much going to scrape over the top at 8,000 feet. But we've got to be vigilant in case I've miscalculated that. So the thing about this terrain is it's very samey. As I've said, the textures are all generic and essentially repeating textures. You see the same textures everywhere, although in different contexts. And the thing about land class based scenery is there's nothing novel to discover. You know, so although this is in one sense a bit of an adventure. Well, actually, just 1 second, the radial altimeter's come on scale now. Just look at that. So that's telling us we're just between 2,000 and 2,500 feet AGL. So as I was saying, the problem with this kind of way of doing scenery algorithmically is essentially there's nothing novel to discover unless the scenery designer, Orbix in this case, has included specific points of interest for particular geo-tagged locations. There's nothing novel to see, there's nothing to discover. Now I should qualify that slightly. The one novel factor is the terrain. Now the terrain is based on a terrain mesh which is not generic. You know, this is the actual terrain mesh to a given level of detail that you would find at this precise location in the world. So in other words, the shapes of these hills are authentic, and if we'd seen them in real life we would be able to recognise them, in theory at least, by the the outline of the skyline. And it does mean that although the texture tiles are draped over the terrain, you know, the net look of what you see out of the window is in fact unique. Whether this makes this kind of scenery sufficiently compelling to stay interesting is another question, really. I have to say, on this round the world trip so far, it isn't sufficiently compelling to stay interesting, and honestly I'm not that convinced I'm going to continue. I think flying point to point between airports within a given area, let's say, I mean, we're in Burma here, if we were flying point to point, it would make more sense, you know, because the specifics of the terrain would be somewhat in keeping with what you'd expect to see. It would be authentic, if not realistic. In other words, it would fool you into thinking you were seeing something that's more realistic than actually it is. And actually, when you fly between vastly distant areas of the planet and things look the same as they did 2,000 miles behind you, that's a bit of a giveaway. You know, it kind of undermines the suspension of disbelief that convinces you otherwise that you're flying in a real environment. But for now, we're approaching Chiang Mai. Now, we do need to be descending. We've only got 15 miles to run, but it's over that ridge ahead, which means we can't descend yet, or at least not if we go straight ahead. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to go into heading mode, turn us off track this way, and airspeed hold, and come back on the power so we can begin descending as well. There's the airport, Chiang Mai. We've got plenty of fuel left. If I look at the flight plan, next leg's 450 miles. Don't think we could make that on the fuel we've got. Well, I don't think we should attempt that. So we'll refuel here.